Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm Mason Sapesky, your host here today. And today we will be going over my Week 8 NFL predictions. Hard to believe we are already at Week 8. Next, at the conclusion of next week, Week 9, it will be officially halfway through the season, which is very surprising. This is a big week, though, for the NFL. Just as big as next week. Well, obviously, every week's big, but this week's a big deal because it's the last game each team will play before the trade deadline. There are no buys this week, so every team is in action, which is probably a good thing. I bet you they did this on purpose because of the trade deadline. I'm not trying to make any guesses or anything crazy like that, but they probably did it. I'd have to guess not have any Week 8 buys just because of the trade deadline that's coming up this week, or next week, Halloween. So that's interesting. That's what this week's upcoming Mondays with Mason episode will be on. So just heads up, tune into that if you want trade deadline coverage. Anyway, though, now we're going to get right into the Week 8 predictions. It's a busy show for sure, so I got to get right into it. I'm going to do my updated probabilities just like I start every video. So, yeah, things are looking good. We're going to start off with the AFC East here, and I'm sorry I'm looking away from the camera for a couple minutes. I'm just looking at my computer where I'm going to read off the probabilities. So without further ado, here we go. Miami, I have them at 5-2. They're currently 5-2. I project they'll be 14-3, 99% playoff chance, 68% division chance, 18% conference chance, 8% Super Bowl chance. Buffalo Bills, currently 4-3, 10-7 projected, 48% playoff chance, 25% division chance, 6% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance following their loss to the Patriots. New York Jets, 3-3, projected at 9-8, 32% playoffs, 5% division, 3% conference, 1% Super Bowl. Patriots, they're currently 2-5. I project them to go 8-9, get back into it soon. 25% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. AFC North time now. Baltimore Ravens are currently sitting at 5-2. I project them, though, to go 10-7. 78% playoff chance, 28% division chance, 6% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Pittsburgh, I have them at 4-2, or obviously they're 4-2 right now. I'm sorry about that. 10-7 projected record, 57% playoff chance, 25% division chance, 4% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Hopefully that happens. Cleveland Browns, 4-2, projected record 10-7, 53% playoff chance, 17% division chance, 4% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Cincinnati Bengals, they're currently 3-3, 12-5 projected though, 59% playoff chance, 30% division chance, 8% conference chance, and 3% Super Bowl chance. The AFC South now, we have Jacksonville currently sitting at 5-2. Projected record of 13-4, 94% playoff chance, 93% division chance, 10% conference chance, 5% Super Bowl chance. Houston Texans are currently 3-3, 7-10 projected record, 39% playoff chance, 3% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Indianapolis Colts are 3-4 right now, 6-11 projected record, 37% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Titans of Tennessee, they're 2-4 right now, 7-10 projected record, 21% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl. The West now, the AFC West division, we have Kansas City sitting pretty at 6-1, 13-4 is their projected record from me, 99% playoff chance, 97% division chance, 27% conference chance, and 16% Super Bowl chance. Vegas Raiders, they're 3-4 right now, 7-10 projected record, 28% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. The Chargers are 2-4 right now. I project them, though, to go 8-9. Good enough for second in the division, although this is not a very good division. 36% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Last but not least, on the AFC side of things, I have the Denver Broncos, 2-5 currently, 6-11 projected, 15% conference chance, 1% division chance, 2% conference chance, or 15% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Sorry, the burp. Again. I'm sorry I screwed that up there. The NFC East division now. We got the Philadelphia Eagles, 6-1 at the moment. I project them, though, to go 12-5. 99% playoff chance. Zion. 72% division chance, 32% conference chance, 13% Super Bowl chance. Dallas Cowboys are 4-2 right now, 10-7 projected record, 82% playoff chance, 25% division chance, 4% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Commanders of Washington, they're currently 3-4. I have them going 4-13, 28% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. The Giants of New York, 2-5 right now. I have them going 7-10 though, splitting the remainder of their 10 games. 26% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Now into the NFC North. Detroit Football Lions. They're currently 6-1. Or no, I'm sorry, not 6. Typo. They're currently 5-2. I'm sorry, I take that back. I wish they were 6-1, but they're not, unfortunately, 6-1. They're 5-2 after they lost to the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. I take that back. I'm sorry about that. That was my typo mistake. Detroit Lions are 5-2. I project them, though, to be 12-5. 82% playoff chance, 76% division chance, 16% conference chance, and an 8% Super Bowl chance. Vikings of Minnesota are currently 3-4. 9-8 projected record, 53% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Green Bay Packers are currently 2-4. 6-11 projected, 32% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Bears of Chicago are currently 2-5. 5-12 projected record, though. 18% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. On to the NFC South now. We got the Atlanta Falcons leading that division. 4-3, 8-9 projected record. 56% playoff chance, 46% division chance, 3% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Buccaneers of Tampa Bay, 3-3 at the moment, 6-11 projected, 43% playoff chance, 35% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Saints of New Orleans. The moment they're 3-4, I project them, though, to go 5-12, so not very good. 29% playoff chance, 17% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. The Carolina Panthers are currently 0-6, the last winless team in the NFL. Every other team except for Arizona has at least 2 wins. But yeah, 6-11 projected record, 12% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC West, San Francisco is currently 5-2, still leading that division, although it's getting competitive now because Seattle's not far behind. Same with LA. They're not terribly far behind either. But anyway, the Niners I project them to go 12-5. 95% playoff chance, 90% division chance, 28% conference chance, 11% Super Bowl chance. Seattle's currently 4-2. I project them at 10-7, 92% playoff chance, 7% division chance, 6% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. LA Rams, I currently have them at 3-4, 8-9 projected, 39% division or 39% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Arizona Cardinals, they're 1-6 right now, 2-15 projected though, 16% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Not looking good. All right, that's all for probabilities for the season and all that. Now we're going to move into my Week 8 game predictions here. Let me open my iPad here because that's where I have all the final outcomes predicted on. And my computer as well, but that's probabilities. We're going to do both of them today. If it didn't come up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, guys. My win probability... Oh, I didn't even predict final scores yet. I didn't even go in and do that yet. So, you guys just reminded me of something on my to-do list. I didn't even go in and do my, final score predictions yet. So, we're going to do them right here on the show. Typically, what I do is every Tuesday, I go in because I play games on ESPN. By the way, I don't bet, so just a heads up. I go in and pick games against the spread. It's all free. It's a game you can play on ESPN Fantasy. You could either do, when you do your NFL predictions, you could either do straight up against the spread or confidence. I do all three of them. So I haven't even done mine yet for this week in terms of the betting and the score stuff yet. Or have I? I don't think I have, but if I haven't, we're going to do them right here live on this show. So, sorry. That's kind of cool for you guys. I'm just going to have to type while I do this, so I remember, because I have a Steelers Instagram account. I post all my Sunday score predictions on there. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Straight up. No, I haven't yet. So we're going to do them live on the show. We are going to do, for the first time ever, I am going to make my score predictions live on the show. So that's definitely interesting and exciting for you guys. I'm sorry for the chaos and confusion that caused, but now we get to have some fun and make some live score predictions on our show. So without further ado, let's get started. Just a heads up, like I said, I'll be typing, so I have these for my record while I make them. So excuse me when I type, and I will be going over these with you. Anyway, though, now we have Tampa Bay and Buffalo to open up the week. As you can see, I have my Bucs jersey on because of the game tonight. It's a big game tonight. Buffalo's struggling going into this one. Tampa Bay is okay. Tampa Bay's outperformed their expectations this year so far. Dave Canales, the offensive coordinator, has done a really good job with Baker Mayfield. Give him credit, even though the team has struggled these past two games, so give him some credit. They're doing good. As for Buffalo, though, things are not going good in Buffalo. They just got upset by the Patriots. The Giants gave them a closer game than expected. So, yeah, things are not... They lost to Jacksonville, although Jacksonville's good. They lost to the Jets, although the Jets have potential. But they destroyed Vegas, Commanders, and Miami, so... Who knows? This team is so confusing. I don't think this team has it quite this year. Sorry, drop something. I don't think this team's going to go to the playoffs if they perform like they did last week, but I do think they're going to get the win tonight. I'm going to take Buffalo on this one, 28-27. Or no, 28-27. By 1 point. Sorry about the typing. As I mentioned, I'm going to type live. Next up here, we got the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, I'm going to skip over that Jacksonville-Pittsburgh game because we'll do that on my Steelers game day pregame, so on Sunday morning. LA Rams at Dallas Cowboys. This will be an interesting game, that's for sure. For some reason, the Rams typically tend to play well when they're in Dallas. However, I don't think that happens this week. I like Dallas a lot this week. I'm going to take them. Give me Dallas 30-17. Minnesota Vikings at Green Bay Packers, big division rivalry game. Vikings are coming off two big wins over the Bears and the 49ers, so this will definitely be an interesting one, that's for sure. In the end, though, I like Minnesota. I like what they're doing right now. It's going to be a one-score game, that's for sure, but I think they get the job done in the end. Give me Minnesota, 28-26. Falcons and the Titans now. This will be a closer game than most people expect. I definitely think that this will be not a blowout, but I do think it'll be a close game. I think Atlanta's going to play well. For sure, they definitely have the edge. Desmond Ridder, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and co. Who knows how much they're going to use Bijan? They didn't use him at all really last week in their win in Tampa, so that's interesting. It'll be interesting for sure to see how much they use Bijan Robinson in this game, but I don't know. It all depends on some other things too as well. It'll be an interesting game, that's for sure, especially for the Titans. Rookie quarterback and second-round draft pick Will Levis is expected to make his first career start on Sunday. I was a big fan of his during the draft process. He was one of my favorites. He reminded me a lot of Josh Allen, so I think he's going to have a great NFL career, and I can't wait for it to start on Sunday. And I think the Titans are going to do the unthinkable and pull off a mammoth upset in a low-scoring game over the Falcons. I'm taking Tennessee in this one by a final score of 20-17. I'm just typing that real quick. Saints and the Colts now in Indianapolis. This will be another interesting game, that's for sure. Colts played really well last week against the Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland's a much better team than New Orleans, and I think the Colts played a much better team, a good game. I think the Colts are going to find a way to pull off this game and get their record to 4-4, which is huge for them, considering they were like 4-12-1 last year. So major progress is being made in Indianapolis, so I'm going to give the Colts this one. Give me the Colts, 24-20. One thing I'm forgetting to do, though, and I'm sorry about this, is go through and tell you my win probabilities for the games. The one thing I did do, so I'll go back and do that. For the Tampa Bay-Buffalo game, I gave Buffalo a 79% chance of victory, Tampa Bay a 20% chance of victory. Dallas, I gave them a 63% chance of victory, Rams 36% chance of victory, Minnesota 69% chance of victory, Green Bay 30% chance of victory, Tennessee 52% chance of victory, Atlanta 47% chance of victory, Colts 59% chance of victory, New Orleans 40% chance of victory. All right, now we're on to New England and Miami, our next game. This will definitely be an interesting game, that's for sure. I read something about 20 minutes ago that said, actually right before I came on, and we're at 17:03 now, so yeah, about 20 minutes ago, that said Tyreek Hill may not play this week. He's not doing that good, I guess, with his ankle and having a couple little ankle issues, so that's not good for for Miami as well. Patriots are looking to keep their winning ways going and their upset streak going. Last week, they're coming off that big upset of the Bills. New England's trying to avoid falling to 2-6, although it wouldn't be the worst case scenario for them, considering New England and their philosophies and their styles and all that are a lot like Pittsburgh's. Pittsburgh last year fell to 2-6 against a high-flying offense and a powerful team in the Philadelphia Eagles. Pittsburgh went on to have a 9-8 record to end the season and barely missed out on the playoffs. The same thing could be possible here in New England, and they also are facing a high-flying offense just like those Steelers did in the Miami Dolphins. So who knows? I mean, Miami's a very good offense. I think Miami's going to get the job done, and they're going to get it done easily. I'm taking Miami 35-14. Let me just type that real quick. I gave Miami a 90% chance of victory. Patriots, 9%. Let me go in and make that prediction. Next game up, we have the Battle of New York City. The Jets and the Giants, they meet at MetLife Stadium, both their homes in the Meadowlands. So it'll be interesting to see if it's like a college football bowl game, like where you have half the stadium for this team, half the stadium for that team. It's technically a Giants home game because of the way the cycle works out and all that. But anyway, though, it's probably going to be it's going to probably be a very even crowd. So really, the Jets got an extra home game, kind of, because it's at their home stadium. They're used to the field. And so, yeah, I mean, this will be definitely an interesting game for sure. I think the Jets win this edition of the Battle of New York. They just coming off that upset over the Eagles. They beat the Broncos. They're a good football team. They're playing their best right now. I'm taking the Jets 24-21. By the way, I do have the Jets with a 63% win probability and the Giants 36. Next up, we're going to our nation's capital, where the Philadelphia Eagles will take on the Washington Commanders. This will definitely be an interesting game, that's for sure. Eagles tend to let the Commanders play close games against them. I don't know why, but it just happens to be that way. Big division rivalry. I think that streak will continue, but I think the Eagles will get the job done this week. I have them with a 78% win probability. Commanders, 21% win probability. I'm taking Eagles, 27-20. As I type that. All right, next up, we're going to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Houston Texans will meet with the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte. This will be an interesting game, that's for sure. Texans are going to put out C.J. Stroud, number 2 overall pick in the draft. Panthers will put out Bryce Young, number 1 overall pick in the draft. Time to see which quarterback's better. For sure, these are kind of similar rosters. But Houston's rebuilding more of the conventional way, kind of like what Cincinnati has done, Buffalo's done, Miami's done other competitive rebuilds or good rebuilds. I shouldn't say competitive rebuilds because that's actually the word that the Vikings and Minnesota Vikings are using for their rebuild. And this is a lot. The rebuild that Houston went for is a lot different than what the Vikings are going for right now. I like them both a lot. What Texans are doing and what the Vikings are doing, but I wouldn't use the word competitive rebuild for what the Texans are doing because the Vikings technically already took that term, and the Vikings are nothing like the Texans in any regards. So I'm not going to use that word, but anyway, though, both teams are kind of going for a rebuild. Houston's a little further ahead in theirs. I think that'll show Sunday. I think Stroud's going to get his revenge for not being the number 1 pick in the draft. I think he has a big day in front of Frank Reich and Scott Fitterer. They're going to make him regret that decision so much. So I'm taking the Texans in this one. Give me Houston, 31-21. I'm calling it. It's going to be a big day for C.J. Stroud, like a really big day. I have him on my fantasy team. I have him and I have Tua. I cannot bench Tua, but I think a big day's coming from C.J. Stroud. I still think Tua will have more points than Stroud this week, but just mark my words, C.J. Stroud's going to have an amazing day in fantasy. So if you're not me, or if you don't have Tua Tagovailoa like me, and you have C.J. Stroud on your fantasy team, I'd definitely start him because a big day's coming, I think, for him. Next up, we're going to Seattle, Washington, the Emerald City, where the Seattle Seahawks host the Cleveland Browns this week in Seattle. So that'll definitely be an interesting one, that's for sure. Cleveland's coming in on a hot streak. They just upset the 49ers, and they beat the Colts in Indy. So 2 big wins now. Checking the time, I'm sorry. 2 big wins now for the Browns. They're coming into Seattle to play a very good Seattle team. Devon Witherspoon's already one of the best cornerbacks in the league. I completely expected this. He's done great things. I really liked him a lot at Illinois. He's going to continue to do them. And I think he's going to be a dominant force Sunday. I think this Seahawks defense is going to be very competitive. And I think this Browns defense is going to be very competitive. I think this is going to be a very defensive football game. And I think the Seahawks will squeak out a 21-17 win over them Cleveland Browns. Give me Seattle 21-17. Seattle's a 59% chance of winning, according to me. Cleveland has a 40%. And by the way, I gave Houston 69% and Carolina 30%. Next up, we're going to the Mile High City for Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos. Sorry, I just need to pick that game. That Seattle one. Chiefs and Broncos. This will be an interesting game, that's for sure. Denver tends to somewhat play Kansas City well, especially in the Mile High City. Although they haven't beat them since 2015, I don't think that streak ends Sunday. The rough times continue for the Denver Broncos. I think they're going to get up. I think they're going to be very disappointed with the way this ends. I think it's going to be close for a while, but in the end, I think the Chiefs pull away. Give me Kansas City 35-21. As I type that. And right now, I have Kansas City with a 96% chance of victory, Denver 3%. Next up, we're going to the desert. The Arizona Cardinals host the Baltimore Ravens this week. It's a good time for Arizona in terms of baseball, but it's certainly not a good time for Arizona in terms of football. So, tough times in Arizona for the Cardinals. Those tough times will continue this week, I think. I think the Ravens get an easy win. Give me Baltimore 42-23. I have the Ravens 95%, Arizona 4%. And here we go now. We got a couple more games. This is going to be a big one, and this is actually my upset pick of the week. I have to take the upset here just because of how San Francisco is playing right now. It's Bengals-Niners. At first, I thought this might have, earlier in the year when I was doing my preseason predictions, I thought this might be a Super Bowl matchup to keep an eye out for. I've been wanting to see this Super Bowl matchup for the longest time. However, Cincinnati has started out kind of slow. They're finally getting their footing now. They're getting it together at the right time. I'm going to take the Bengals in this one. Give me the upset here. 49ers are struggling. They just lost to two Midwest teams. People say the third time's a charm. I don't think so. I think they get defeated by 3 consecutive games against Midwest teams. I think that the Bengals get the job done. Give me Cincy 31-27 in this one. I have the Bengals 50% with a 50% win probability. 49ers actually a 49% win probability. So that's rather funny. Made that pick. 2 more games now we got here before I end the video. Chicago Bears at Los Angeles Chargers. Why this game is on Sunday Night Football, I don't know why. It's definitely a sad thing for the NFL that of all the games you could pick for Sunday Night Football, you're going to put this one on there. So yeah, I think the Chargers cruise. I think it's an easy win for them, and I really like the Chargers. Give me Chargers 34-17. Although the Bears do find ways to make it close on Sunday Night Football, so I can see this being closer than what I have it at, so interesting. But I don't think the Bears will get the job done. One last game here we got, by the way, Chargers 87%, Bears 12%. Those are win probabilities for me. Last game here we have in the Motor City, Detroit Lions against Las Vegas Raiders. Both these teams are coming off of terrible losses. Obviously, we all know the bad loss that Detroit suffered at the hands of the Baltimore Ravens. They got annihilated by them 38-7, 38-7, something like that. So yeah, in Las Vegas, they lost to a backup quarterback making his debut. I did like what Tyson Bagent did in college at the University of Shepherd, which is in West Virginia, not too far from us, so I did like what he did. He had a good day, so give him credit for that. But Vegas could have played much better. That's my point. So anyway, though, I think this is going to be a game where both teams are feisty. Both teams are very competitive. But in the end, I think the Lions are at home. I like what they're doing, and I think they get back on the right track. Give me Detroit 35-20. So that's all for my predictions for the week. Hang on, I just have to type something. I'm sorry. All right, we're good. So that's all for my predictions for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this week of football. Just one more thing before I go. I just want to share my thoughts and condolences with all those that were impacted and lost family members, friends, and loved ones. And last night's terrible mass shooting in Maine, that was very sad to see on the news last night. I hope sooner or later we can truly stop gun violence and solve that crisis, and both that crisis and our mental health crisis that are ongoing in our country. So I just want to say that I tend not to talk about this stuff on my shows just because I know how sensitive they are and how bad how sensitive these topics are and stuff. But I just wanted to say that I just want to come out and say my thoughts and prayers are with all those impacted by the shooting and all those who lost loved ones last night. So I just want to say that, and I want to just share my thoughts and condolences with all those impacted. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Have a good one. Enjoy this week of football. Take care. Stay safe out there. Pray for Israel. Stay happy and healthy. Have a good week. enjoy football, and as always, peace. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. Thank you.